Have our floors and furniture in, let's take a look at some additional annotations here, and also placing some rooms in here. All right, so I'm going to start out on our floor plan for placing the rooms. Something that is very important to notice here with the rooms is that rooms and room tags are two different elements. So a room is almost a 3D element. It's not fully 3D, but it does have a lot of 3D characteristics versus a room tag, which is an annotation and is 2D and is only view specific. So if I go to my architecture tab and I go to room, you can use place rooms automatically. That will automatically generate rooms throughout the space, which is great. So I'm going to do both so you can see it. So let's say place rooms automatically, and boom, 3 rooms automatically created. All right, that's the easiest. Also is normally very useful and helpful. I'm going to do that just so you can see how to place them individually should we need to. So if I need to place them individually, I would just hover and click to place. You can see as I move my cursor around that you see how those rooms are showing up in every view. All right, but you'll notice that those room tags only showed up in the first view. So again, while the rooms now exist in the model, the room tags are 2D, and they're an annotation, and they're view specific. So I need to place those room tags in every one. So it's really easy sometimes to place rooms in one view, and then you go to another view and think, oh my gosh, I don't have any rooms. And then you'll come back here and then start placing and duplicating rooms like this, all right? So Revit's gonna give you an error when that happens, but just also be conscious that when you start the room command, anywhere that's blue already has a room. So you don't need to worry about that. You can also split rooms. Actually, let's tag these rooms first in each one, and then we'll go through that. So again, if you create these rooms and create the tags before you duplicate the sheets, you would only have to do it once. But if you didn't, you can always come back and do it later. So let's go ahead and tag these rooms. I'll tag these. And again, these are, these can be moved around. They're view specific, so I can go wherever. Same thing over here, tagging them in each view. All right, same room, different tags. All right, now let's say I have a space that's broken up, right? I might have a lobby and that rolls into a corridor or something like that, or an open area. So for that, I'm going to use a room separator, and I need it to connect to walls or other room separation lines to have a chain or a one closed loop. I'll just draw a room separator across here. Now you can see that that room in all views is confined by that line. All right, so if I need another room over here, then because of that, I can come back in and place that room. But again, remember that room tag is view specific. So now that I've done that, I need to come back in. You'll see this one also got a leader because it's now in the wrong spot, and you move back up to its room. And then I would need to come back in and tag each of those views afterwards. All right, and this does happen throughout a project as you adjust spaces. You just need to be aware of it, that the annotations are view specific, and you need to be tracking those as you move along. All right, we do also have a furniture tag, and we're gonna have to load that in. So a good way to test to see what's in the project, if I say tag by category and I click on, oh, it's loaded in this template. Never mind, they updated it. Um, so that's great. We don't have to load it then. So if I say tag by category and I hover on this chair, by default, it's going to give me a leader, and that leader length is specified up here. And then it's also going to have it kind of be what we call like has a symbol around it as boxed. So I prefer to not have a leader, and then I also prefer to have it be a standard instead of a the box around it. That way it's easier to read here. And but you can still have it attached. It just tends to be a lot easier if you can just have it right over the element and have no leader, which they changed the way that they do that. That's perfect. Um, let's try another one here. All right, well, it looks like we're working. Oh, there we go. Leader line. We can turn that off. There we go. So we don't have to have a leader line. Okay, there we go. And then these are going to be type specific. So if I were to type in like C1 for this chair, every instance of that chair will update to C1 the way that this one did. And you can do standard or box actually. You can pick which one you want to do there. Now that they changed this to have a little bit of a different edge to it. So then you would just input that for the tag for each one. Let's go T1. And these codes there's some that are kind of industry, you know, standards, but there also would be kind of specific to a office, so they're flexible. So you can put in your codes here. You'll note that even though we have the similar setup for these guys, they weren't tagged automatically, right? And that's because I was doing the tag by category, which is individual. So now that we have some content in these tags, I can just hit tag all, and you could actually hit tag all before you put any content in, but sometimes it can get confusing. But I'd say tag all, and then I'm gonna go to furniture tags, and then I can select which type I want. So these would be the same types that you saw over here. And then I can just say apply, and then that's going to tag all of the furniture in the view all at once for me. So I don't have to go through and tag individually.